Hello, creative beings. Long time no see. I know. So much happened in 2021. Do I even have to explain myself, honestly? Just a lot. A lot. A lot of growth and a lot of healing needed to be had last year. And I'm still on that journey, if I want to be honest. But I feel way better starting this new year than I have in a while. So thankful for that. Thank you, God. But yeah, I've been doing some reflecting going into this new year. And, since I'm turning 30 this year, the big 3-0, I wanted to create a series of lessons that I learned in my 20s because the me of 20 versus the me of 29 going into 30 is a whole 180-degree turn. I've lived a lot. I loved, I lost, I moved to the other side of the country. I started a new life essentially. Went through heartbreaks and celibacy and now found my life partner. And I feel like I have a lot of wisdom going into this next decade, and I just wanted to share with others who might not even be 20 yet or going into the 20s or in mid-20s. I mean, from 25 to dang near now, it has been a huge reality check. Like, I want to say 25 to 28 was probably the toughest years of my life so far. Like, it's just so much that they don't tell you when you were younger. And, I remember like being 13 and my older cousins, they were like in their 20s and like, they're going out and they have their own car and, they have their job, and it just seemed so cool and like life was easy. Like, you didn't have to listen to your parents anymore. You can do whatever you wanted. And let me tell you, my parents are like the first people I call when I'm going through something, because wasn't tell the truth. They told me to enjoy my childhood and enjoy the early parts of my life, and I was trying to rush to be grown, and you can't get those years back. So I just want to share with y'all some tidbits that I have picked up over these 9, almost 10 years. For anyone entering your 20s or feeling like you're stuck in your mid-20s or you're unsure of life after 20s, I'm with you. I am you, and I'm here for you. So without further ado, this is the first installment of my Lessons for My 20s series, and today's topic is about friendships. So the first thing is, I remember it was my 3rd grade teacher, and he had a poster on the wall and it said, "If you want a friend, be a friend." And that is so true. Like, I feel like that's like rule number 1. Like, if you want a friend, be a friend. Be the friend that you want, because your energy attracts other energies. And if you're a friend that communicates and has healthy boundaries, and you are invested in your friends in a healthy way, you want to see them and you want to help them level up, and you just want to have a good time, be that person. And honestly, that goes for relationships as well. Like, you can't it's hard to seek something that you're not, and that's a good lesson there in itself. So if you want a friend, be a friend, work on yourself, and you'll attract the right people. And that goes for platonic relationships and romantic relationships. At the end of the day, it's you dealing with other people. Bottom line, people are reflections of ourselves. So when people come into your life, they're usually teaching you a lesson about yourself. So if you want a friend, be a good friend, so you don't have to go through no BS. Second thing is, have boundaries and honor boundaries. And that is something that I've been learning, I'd say, over the past 2 years or so. I've essentially had the same friends since like elementary, middle school. And so we've grown up with each other. We've gone through elementary, middle school, high school, a lot of us stayed in the area for school, for college, so we would still try to, like see each other. And I'm finding out that, as we get older, we don't live down the street from each other anymore. Like, all of us lived in walking distance of each other. We were always over each other's houses. So that kind of sucks. And just like transitioning from having access to your friends like pretty much all the time to not, going days, weeks, sometimes even months without speaking to them. It's hard. And honestly, I used to take offense to it, especially when I first moved, across the country, which was my choice. And I knew that was my choice, but it was so hard, and it still sucked. Back in the day, like, we would just be on the phone for hours, and we just don't got that type of time anymore. Like, there's mothers in the groups, there's people that's engaged, there's people that are, working super, super hard, and we just don't have the type of time. And you just have to respect that. You have to respect them. They're going through a lot of stuff that on a day-to-day basis that, you might not even know about. And I have to set boundaries up for myself, and it's okay if they have boundaries as well. So just having grace and respecting each other's time and boundaries is huge. Not this airplane. But yeah, sometimes life is just life, and it's just a fan, and you can barely keep yourself afloat, let alone relationships and friendships. Like, my God, it should be really getting real. It gets really real. But I feel like as long as you have like open and honest communication with, people in your life, like, I feel like you'll be fine. So I guess just understanding your triggers, like when people actually do give you boundaries, because they're setting it up for themselves. And it's like, if you're a real friend, you're respected, and if not, then it seems like there's some type of attachment or something deeper that should be explored. Yeah, understand people's boundaries. Even if you don't fully understand it, you gotta respect it, because they're doing it for their mental health. And anybody who stands up for their mental health, I feel like they're solid in my book. So I say the third thing is, every friend is not a lifer. That means that there are people that come into your life for different reasons and different seasons, and they're seasonal friendships, and it's okay. And I feel like sometimes you don't know exactly, or you feel like you don't know exactly which one is which, but I feel like if you listen to your intuition and you see the signs of, and like what's a healthy relationship and what is not a healthy relationship, then you'll kind of know who's going to be there for a time. And sometimes, honestly, it takes you by surprise, but that's life. I feel like I want to say that phrase so many times, but at the end of the day, whether they're a life or not, enjoy the ride, still love openly, be there for them as much as you can with healthy boundaries. If they're not with you for the end of times, it's okay. Sometimes you won't get the closure that you want to get, but I mean, that's also life. I feel like at this point, we need to like take a shot every time I say that's life, because that is life. And know that it'll be okay if, certain people don't stay in your life forever. Like, you'll move on, you'll find friends again, you're still a whole person, you're still a complete person, you'll be all right. And if you do go through a friend breakup, it hurts and it sucks, and it's kind of similar a little bit to romantic breakups, because that person was a part of your life, and it's okay to mourn, because you're mourning the loss of somebody. Like, they're not physically dead, but they're gone. And so it's okay to mourn the loss of a friendship. I have done it, and it sucks and it's sad, but you will get over it. You have to be okay with it. You have to be okay with it, because it's not something that you can control necessarily. So you have to be okay with it. Thank them for the time in your life, and you don't have to say it like as you're going through a friend breakup, like, thank you for not being my friend anymore. Like, not like that, but just, as you're processing, or if you're in therapy, or just journaling, just, make peace with it. Thank them for the time that they were in your life, and be open to receive new friendships and new relationships. So I feel like that is the best and healthiest way to get over a friend breakup. Thank them for the time that they were in your life, and thank them for the lesson that they came to teach you, whether you know it fully yet or not. But I feel like in time it will unfold, if you don't know like exactly when it happens, like why. If you reflect later on in life, the lesson will be revealed to you. So um it's okay if everybody don't make it to the end. Everyone's not meant to make it to the end, and I don't want to say it, but that's life. But also with that, you also have to guard your heart. You have to be open to love, receiving love, being loved, but also protecting your heart, because there's a lot of energy vampires. There's a lot of people that don't got your back, and that goes for romantic and platonic relationships. Yeah, unfortunately, there are a lot of low vibrational people and snakes out in the world that don't have your best interest at heart. And I feel like something that will help you see who is the healthy boundaries that I was talking about a little earlier. Just having healthy boundaries. If they are receptive to it, then that means that they might be a strong one. But if not, then that means that they're not really there for you. The bottom line for that is to have discernment, but also have a pure heart, because at the end of the day, they can't. If you have a pure heart, if people try to like make something up or spread something, like people that really know you, like they'll know that it's cap. So just keep a pure heart, and God will handle the rest, honestly. And that has happened to me time and time again, and that's even outside of friendships, like just in all areas of my life. Just be the best you that you can be, and God will take care of the rest. And my last thing is, I feel like people will keep saying this for the rest of the time because it's a slippery slope, and that is, don't lose yourself for others. If you're not a partier, if you're not a drinker, if you're not into what's popping, you're not into makeup, or you'd rather be in sweats and in Fashion Nova, that is okay. You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. You are your own human being. You're your own person, and you will find like-minded individuals. You just have to be open to finding them, because if you think you're alone, most likely you're not. It's just a matter of being vulnerable, knowing who to be vulnerable with, being vulnerable, and finding your tribe. So if you are going out drinking and partying, but that's not really your scene, you most likely won't find people who you really vibe with, because you're not in the right environment. You're in the wrong environment for you and yourself. In my early 20s, I was wild. Going out a lot, going out several times a week. Especially when I was a server and training to be a bartender. Like, that was the culture. Like, that's the restaurant culture. You work these shifts, you deal with these people, and then you go out and drink, and you make friends with bartenders, and you go out and drink to forget your shift. And it got to a point where I was drinking before my shifts. And that's when you know that you're not where you're supposed to be, because you don't need to numb yourself if you're in your purpose and you're living your purpose. And I know that I wasn't. And even at the time I knew that I wasn't, but I just felt stuck. Yeah, I kind of shed that, especially when I moved out here. Like, I moved out to LA when I was turning 25, and I knew I came out here for a purpose. So I was like, all that stuff that I was doing in DC, like, I'm not carrying that into LA, because I'm out here for my career. Like, I'm out here to actually make something of myself, and those things did not help me. It kept me numb. It didn't keep me focused, and I was like, I'm not here for that. And that's not even really me. And also like the after effects of like hangovers. Like I swear I did not get a hangover until I graduated. Like literally I walked across the stage and then I immediately started getting hangovers. Like what's going on? I'm confused because I never had a hangover before that. I did not like those effects. And I feel like I would waste my whole day because it's like I'm out drinking till like 3 in the morning and then I don't get up until 12, 1 o'clock, and then I have to go to work at 4 o'clock for my night shift. I have any time of the day to do anything. And then my off days, I just went to different restaurants because I love eating and just drank. Just, you know, go to happy hour and stuff like that. So I literally wasn't doing anything but working and drinking, and that's not a life. That's not living. So all I have to say is me in my early 20s and me now, look, a cup of tea, a warm blanket, and a Golden Girls marathon is my type of party. And RIP Betty White, that, whew, 2021 said, y'all not getting out of here this easy. That really stung. That hurt my feelings. That really hurt my feelings because I was gonna go visit the house on her 100th birthday. And I think I still will. I feel like there's gonna be a bunch of flowers and it's gonna be really sad, but that show meant a lot to me. It still does, and I still watch it very frequently. But yeah, that's my type of party. Like, let me have something cozy, something warm, have me a nice cup of tea, you know. I might have something in the tea, but I'm having a nice cup of tea and watch the Golden Girls. That's my type of party. And you know what? I found a friend that's on that same wave. I'll go over her house. We would have some tea or maybe a cocktail and we would watch Golden Girls. And you know what? I found my person. I'm found my tribe, and I'm on the journey of finding a solid tribe out here. And it's a journey. It's not going to happen overnight, and you just have to enjoy the ride. But all I have to say is don't lose yourself. Be you, find your authentic you, and like-minded people will come. They will enter your life. So those were my 5 tips of navigating friendships in your 20s. And I hope that you found some nuggets in there. If there's anything that you want to add, please let us know in the comment section. Share with us. Let us know, because I'm still in my 20s technically for another 6 months. And girl, I'm navigating some stuff right now, and help me. Help me. Help each other. Like, this is all a community. We're here to grow creatively, grow as a person and as a spirit. And so that's really what this channel is about. If you feel comfortable and you want some advice, you know, let us know your question or your situation in the comments, or if you have any other tips that you want to add for other people that, you know, are maybe 18, 19, or, you know, even if you just want to have like a reminder to yourself, you can just leave the comment, and you just leave a comment and come back to it whenever you just need that pep talk. But yeah, sound off in the comments if you have any friendship reflections or revelations. These are some of the things I wish my younger self knew, and I hope this helps you if you are either entering your 20s, in your 20s, or even beyond your 20s. Well, that is all that I have for you today. I hope that you enjoyed the first few days of 2022, and I hope that you have a blessed, abundant, and creative week. Bye.